Now, if we look at the first section of the Daodejing, or as a matter of fact, if we look at the whole Daodejing, it's based on this old aphorism that exists in many cultures and very much so in China. The beginning is the end is the beginning. That's the nature of a circle. Because if it's actually joined up, a circle does not have a beginning or an end. It has nothing but a continuum, a continuous continuum. Well, it's the same thing. The Daodejing, the first section starts going to what are some of the really big important things you're working on as a foundation to kind of, let's say, get your foot in the water in a swimming pool. And a big thing it focuses on is yin and yang. It starts looking at how yin and yang are applied to your body, how it's applied to your thoughts, how it's applied to emotional energy, which is not just the gross stuff of having an emotion. It's the energy in which all the things that will come out of an emotion are encoded. Your mental energy, which is of great interest to scientists. The Daoists were known as the scientists of ancient China, of the ancient world. They took everything apart. They took their spiritual practices, they took their mental practices, how to live a life, and they looked at it from a very scientific perspective. A bit like in about how to treat your fellow human beings was looked at that perspective from the Stoicism of ancient Greece. Breaking it down to a very minute point, understanding the big principle, but the big principle is not enough. A house is a big principle. But what's everything that's inside a house is not a big principle. It's probably composed of hundreds of principles. So with yin and yang, you have the same thing as it had to go into how does that apply to the 8 energy bodies? Okay, if you say good doesn't exist without bad. High doesn't exist without low. Up doesn't exist without down. Being aware does not exist without being numb. And so forth and so on. But a lot of the things that are in the Daodejing, most of us would never think about. At the spiritual level, there are many, many things that are very much yin and yang. What they look about is that things that a person is capable of seeing in their own life, possibly only after a lot of effort. But anyone who said that spirituality comes without effort, as I would say, has little practical experience with it. So you have this, and where the part of the Daodejing that is in many ways the most mysterious, and which is very difficult for most people to understand, is that how do we understand things? We get an intellectual picture of it, right? But when you talk about what's in the last third of the Daodejing, you can't make intellectual pictures. But at the end, they all start saying these things have to be realized by the individual. And that's how they become free of the constraints of living on the earth. And so the Daoists have that in a very big way.